Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round 2 here in Season 1 of the NOSSCAR Milner Draft Series. We're here at Talladega Super Speedway, and the green flag is out. Larson Rocks in the 31 car is on the pole. Remember, he's a qualifying machine here. Daniel Harmon in the 23 up there on the front row with him. The favorite to win the race is the number 2 car, THR Hard Pickle. He is definitely what we call a restrictor plate ringer. Runs in multiple restrictor plate track leagues outside of NOSSCAR. And now we got 16 drivers here in today's feature race at Talladega. Remember, 30 drivers participated in the season opener at Daytona International Speedway, the day race. 8 races in one season. So it's a very short season. The NOSSCAR Milner Draft Series is one of 3 C-Division NOSSCAR leagues hosted on the NASCAR 15 video game on the PlayStation 3 console. All 3 of the B-Division leagues are also hosted on the NASCAR 15 video game. All 3 of the A-Division leagues will be hosted on NASCAR Heat 2 on PS4 starting on January 15th, 2018, folks. Oh, contact there between Wood Dog and Daniel Harmon. They're going to gather it up here. Daniel Harmon started on the front row, but he's dropped a few spots already. Remember, it's all about the draft here. Out front, it's Larson Rocks. Throbbing Vein in the 27 is in second. The bottom line seems to be moving early here, folks. The NOSSCAR Milner Draft Series has no cautions. However, there are 2 manual cautions for the end of stage 1 and 2, called at planned times in the race, lap 20 and lap 40. And then it is a 54-lap shootout to the finish. It is a 94-lap event. THR Hard Pickle in the 2 car is now up in 3rd. He finds himself behind that front duo of Larson Rocks and Throbbing Vein. Remember, they're teammates at RCR. And it's your Dunson 50 in the number 6 that's running in 4th. That lead pack, as you can see, has gotten away from the rest of the field a little bit, and then it's Wood Dog in the 3 and Caleb Starr in the 95 leading that second group, followed by Spud Sevenfold in the 20, Herbie in the 55, Timac in the 24, Just Ken in the 78, RJ Haywood in the 42, Daniel Harmon in the 23, and Tyler Scott in the 16 as well. Mananger in the 17, Twitch Whiskers in the 48. They're all running very close here. One Eye Brad in the number 1 car. All 16 drivers still relatively close together and all drafting. The front 4 are still getting further and further away from this second group. Wood Dog still leads it. Whoa! Looked like Spud Sevenfold and Herbie got into it there. Herbie's going to lose the draft on the bottom. And now Herbie in the 55 is going to lose a couple of spots. As you can see, Spud Sevenfold, Timac in the 24, and Ken in the 78 went on by. RJ Haywood cut Herbie a break. RJ in the 42 decided to slow down a little bit, let the 55 in line. Again, it's very early in this 94-lap event. Race 2 of 8 here in the first ever season of the NOSSCAR Milner Draft Series, sponsored by Milner Transport. Go to facebook.com/Milner Transport to find out more about this amazing American company. As you can see, they just worked past Spud Sevenfold there. Timac did in the 24. It looks like Ken in the 78 was trying to, couldn't quite do it. And now Larson Rocks still leading, Throbbing Vein second, THR Hard Pickle in 3rd is starting to lose the draft with those guys, and your Dunson did lose the draft with those guys. And Dunson just fell back into the clutches of this second group, and they're going to try to keep the 6 on the bottom and get around them. The only car that looked like they were going to go with your Dunson was the 20 car of Spud Sevenfold. There's Larson, there's Vein, there's Pickle, and then there's the second group. Oh, and we see that the 78 of Just Ken 03 had a problem, and he was up against the outside wall towards the near the start-finish line, just before it. Luckily, there is a manual caution being called at lap 20. And now, as you can see, all these guys are running down. Larson Rocks and Throbbing Vein and THR Hard Pickle. They all stopped drafting, and now here comes Wood Dog, Caleb Starr, Timac, Your Dunson jumped in line with them, so he's going to come flying back to the front as well. Oh, Throbbing Vein in the 27, Wood Dog in the 3, Spud Sevenfold in the 20, your Dunson in the 6. Huge wreck there on the front straightaway. Let's see if we can see that again real quick. And looks like the 27 goes up, the 3 hits him, the 6 hits the 3, and Spud Sevenfold in the 20 hits the 3 as well. Nowhere to go for the 20 car, and nowhere to go for your Dunson as well. And now it's a 4-car battle up here for the race lead. Daniel Harmon in the 23 car takes over 5th for the time being because of all that carnage. And we should also mention that Twitch Whiskers in the 48 car just cracked the top 10 because of that 4-5 car incident. Tyler Scott in the top 10 now. Mananger in the top 10 now. That second group back there is Daniel Harmon. The leader of it anyways is Daniel Harmon. And now the front 4. Here they are. Larson Rocks in the 31. THR Hard Pickle in the 2. Caleb Starr in the 95. Timac in the 24. Remember, it's the 2 that's certainly the favorite to win today's event. He is the restrictor plate ringer. THR Hard Pickle certainly has the skill set to get it done at Daytona and Talladega. He goes to the outside now. He was looking for some help, but the 95 and the 24 stay hooked to the bottom. And Hard Pickle gets back in line in 3rd. Timac let off the gas, gave him a bit of a break, and let Pickle slide back into 3rd for the time being. We're still in stage 1 here at Talladega Speedway. Bit of a connection error there for THR Hard Pickle in the number 2 car. He was just in front of the 24, but now he's popped in behind the 24. Hopefully his connection stabilizes here. It looks okay now, but the connection lost a position there for THR Hard Pickle. And now Caleb Starr in the 95 trying to give Larson Rocks a big push here down the back straightaway to get away from these 2. The top 3 finishers from each stage get points. 3 points for 1st, 2 points for 2nd, and 1 point for 3rd at the end of both stages, stage 1 and 2. Stage 1 ends at lap 20, stage 2 ends at lap 40, and then it is a 54-lap shootout to the end here at Talladega. For more information on how to sign up and become a NOSSCAR driver in the A Division, B Division, or the C Division, go to NOSSCAR.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch our 65+ full race videos on our channel. All races are uploaded to the channel, and all results are posted on our Facebook page. Herbie in the 55 is in 5th, RJ Haywood 6th, and Daniel Harmon in 7th. That is the second group, guys. That's the second pack of cars trying to catch the front 4. And then in 8th place, driving on his own, technically, is Mananger in the 17. Looking for a drafting partner. Well, we're over halfway done stage 1 here. The question is, does anybody pull some sort of strategy? Maybe come to pit road before the end of the stage if you know you're not going to get stage points. However, these 4 that we're watching, 3 of the 4, they know that they're getting stage points, so I don't think that they will be any of the gamblers. Caleb Starr took a look to the outside, just trying to maybe feel it out and see if Timac would go with him, and it didn't really look like the 24 was going to lift and go up to the outside. So Caleb Starr thought better of it. He tucks back in line. He's given a very good push to the 31. RJ Haywood in 5th. Daniel Harmon in 6th. Herbie in 7th. They've rotated the front car. Gotta keep the engines cool here, guys. Gotta swap who the front car is and who who the back car is from time to time. Ooh, the front four getting close here. The 2 nicked the 24. The 2 has a heck of a run on the outside. He's going to try to make it work, but he doesn't have the drafting help. Might have to tuck in behind the 24 and give it another try. Caleb Starr looking, the 24 went with him, but Caleb Starr tucked back in behind the 31. Oh! THR Hard Pickle made contact with the right rear quarter panel of the 24, and around goes Timac. He's back now to 7th. He's going to fire it up and keep going, but he's running P7 now instead of up in the top 3. He's no longer in stage points position. Question is, does he come to pit road now that he's not in the stage points position? There goes Mananger for 7th. There goes Just Ken 03 for 8th, or Twitch Whiskers rather, for 8th. Great run so far for Twitch Whiskers in the 48 car, being pushed by your Dunson in the 6 car. Timac now back to 10th behind these 2 drivers, and we're only about 4 laps away from the end of stage 1. Behind Timac there is the number 1 car of One-Eyed Rat running in 11th. And some of the drivers that were involved in that early wreck, like Spud Sevenfold and Wood Dog, they are well outside the top 10, and they are very much looking forward to the competition caution that ends the stage 1. And it looks like Herbie nearly lost the draft there with the second group that he was in, and now Timac's going to pick him up, it looks like. And just behind the 1 car of One-Eyed Rat, you saw Spud Sevenfold getting a push there by Tyler Scott in the 16. So they're all still on the lead lap. Every car is still on the lead lap here at Talladega Speedway. So when we restart for stage 2, all 16 drivers still have a very good chance at winning today's race. This is race number 2 of 8 here in the first season of the NOSSCAR Milner Cup Series. One of 3 C Division NOSSCAR leagues that are hosted on the NASCAR 15 video game on the PlayStation 3 console. For more information, go to NOSSCAR.com. Scroll to the bottom of the homepage, you'll find information and details on how to sign up and become a driver. And Larson Rocks in the 31 car had some sort of an issue. He was up there in the stage points position. He was the race leader, the 31 car. And now Larson is outside the top 10. There you see Throbbing Vein and Wood Dog working together. That's Tyler Scott and Spud Sevenfold working together, trying to get around One-Eyed Rat. And right now we're watching Herbie and Timac work together. And they're coming up on Twitch Whiskers. Evidently your Dunson has passed Twitch Whiskers, and now Twitch has lost a drafting partner. Twitch is running, I believe, in 8th position. Your Dunson passed her for 7th, and now he's drafting just in front of her with another car. We're nearing the end of stage 1 here at Talladega Speedway. Very smart of Twitch Whiskers. She's trying to cut off the draft with the 55 car, so that way they don't just simply catch her and blow right by her. She doesn't want them to have too much momentum, so that way she can maybe pop in behind these guys. But as you can see, Timac going to help his teammate Twitch Whiskers here. He's going to pick her up and draft with her here. These drivers running in 8th, 9th, and 10th, or 7th, 8th, and 9th, rather. Forgot Larson Rocks had a problem and they got around him. And then it is, I believe, Wood Dog in the 3 running in 10th. The first car in line in the group behind this group. Yeah, it's Wood Dog, Tyler Scott, and One Eye Brat behind this group, but it's Caleb Starr in the 95 car up front. And it's looking like he's going to win Stage 1. Some cars are making pit stops at the end of Stage 1 here, knowing that they're not going to get any points for winning the stage. And that is the end of Stage 2, folks. We're going to fast forward now to the beginning of, that is the end of Stage 1, rather, folks. We're going to fast forward to the beginning of Stage 2. Caleb Starr wins Stage 1 in the number 95 car. THR Hard Pickle in the number 2 finishes in 2nd in Stage 1. And Man Anger in the 17 finishes 3rd in Stage 1. And those are the drivers who get bonus points from the first stage. Now we're going to line them up, get the running order sorted out and situated so that way pit stops can begin. And as you can see, they've been given the call to make pit stops. Some drivers, in fact most drivers, chose to make a pit stop right before the end of Stage 1. So that way they didn't need to pit under this caution. And now the drivers are being told to park for a short break before the beginning of Stage 2. Once again, this is race number 2 of 8 here in the NOSSCAR Milner Cup Series. As you can see, the drivers who pit before the end of Stage 1 just went by the 24 to go and get their lap back. However, they are just simply not allowed to pit under this caution. There are no cautions here in the NOSSCAR Milner Draft Series. However, there are 2 different planned cautions thrown, one at lap 20 and one at lap 40, each one signifying that the stage is over and the top 3 drivers in the running order receive a small amount of points. Go to NOSSCAR.com for more information on how to sign up and become a NOSSCAR driver, whether it be in the A Division, the B Division, or the C Division. There's really no major requirements as long as you are a clean, respectful driver, because simply reckless driving will not be tolerated. Congratulations to Caleb Starr in the 95. He looked really, really fast there in Stage 1. He was able to grab the stage victory. And when you beat THR Hard Pickle in the number 2, in any sort of stage format at a restrictor plate track, you've accomplished something. In fact, it looked like the 31, the 95, and the 2 were the 2 fastest drivers here so far in Stage 1. They were able to really hang on in the draft. They were really able to push the cars in front of them really well. And they look very smooth in the corners as well. And the drivers are getting the signal to roll here. They are going to double up, and this time by, I believe we will be going back green flag racing here at Talladega Speedway. Race number 2 of 8 here in the first ever season of the NOSSCAR Milner Cup Series. They only race at Daytona and Talladega 4 times each. Green flag is back in the air. Caleb Starr, the lead. Oh, and a big wreck. Wood Dog, the 31, of Larson Rock's One-Eye Rat in the one car. All involved. It looked like a 3 or 4 car wreck there. And as you can see, there's a few cars pretty far behind now. They're going to have to find a drafting partner and try to work their way back to the front. Big bold move by Timac to take the bottom and get in line behind your Dunson and get in front of the 16 of Tyler Scott. And they're fighting for the lead, guys. Caleb Starr, THR Hard Pickle side by side. Throbbing Vein is pushing Caleb Starr on the bottom. On the top, it's Mananger and I believe it's Mananger and your Dunson, the Roush teammates, pushing THR Hard Pickle on the top lane. Herbie in the 55 takes the bottom. Timac takes the bottom. Tyler Scott takes the bottom. And these guys are weaving a little bit here. It's very intense to watch. Ken in the 78 goes below the line. Tyler Scott as well. Throbbing Vein as well. Hard Pickle with a big run on the outside. Timac went below the yellow line a little bit. Oh, Tyler Scott got loose. Nearly came down the track into the 24. Caleb Starr holding tough on the bottom, but so is the 2 on the top, and he doesn't have too much drafting help right now. Mananger's trying to get back to him to give him a push. And Hard Pickle abandons the outside and gets back to the bottom. That's where the speed is. And that leaves Mananger on his own on the outside, and he nearly spun off the front bumper of his teammate Tyler Scott moments ago. I think Timac saw that and let out of the gas, and just Ken in the 78 was able to capitalize, make a move on the 24. And behind this big crazy pack is Daniel Harmon getting pushed by the 48 of Twitch Whiskers, and that might be a safe place to be here for Stage 2. Stage 2 ends at lap 40, and I believe that we are on lap 23, coming around to complete it to begin lap 24. And Throbbing Vein in the 27 went way to the outside going into turn 1. Nobody went with him. THR Hard Pickle now gets around him and then goes to the outside. Smart move by the 2 car. He said, all right, let's try something, but I want to be the front car. And now Herbie in the 55 might have seen him do that, and now he's trying to do that move up there at the front. Timac losing the draft a little bit with the 78. RJ Haywood in the 42 has already lost the draft with the front group. As you can see, he's the red car in the middle, in between that big huge group at the front and the drafting duo of Daniel Harmon and Twitch Whiskers. Look at the battle for the lead. Caleb Starr has it, but Herbie with a big move on the outside, making a big run for it. Herbie on the outside, pushing Throbbing Vein now. Vein pulled to the outside in the 27 to try to make a run. Ken in the 78 pulls up high to give that drafting line some help. Hard Pickle's up there as well, but it's Mananger and Tyler Scott on the bottom giving a big push to Caleb Starr in the 95, and that's why the bottom is prevailing. Oh, and Herbie in the 55, THR Hard Pickle in the 2. Problems for those guys. We're getting a report that Pickle bumped him in the corner, and around they went. And now I think that Daniel Harmon got involved in the incident, folks. He was deep in the field and must have not seen the wreck occur, because it looked like he was involved. Either that or it might have been the 42 of RJ Haywood. Yeah, it was. It was the 42 of RJ Haywood involved in the incident. So, tough break for all 3 of those drivers. THR Hard Pickle, Herbie in the 55, and RJ Haywood in the 42. Daniel Harmon and Twitch Whiskers both just picked up 3 positions each, but they are now spread a little bit and they are no longer drafting with each other. Now Just Ken 03 in the 78 lost the draft with the front pack, so now he and Timac are going to work together, it looks like. And a connection problem for Throbbing Vein in the 27, unless he's legitimately blowing his motor here at Talladega, but we think it's a connection error. And if it is, you'll see, yeah, there he goes. You see that he simply disappeared. He's now back in his normal spot where he's actually running, and that's up there towards the front someplace. He's in the top 5. But it's very interesting to see the 78 and the 24 drafting together, guys, because they were battling for the NOSSCAR X2 Series Championship not too long ago. Ty-Mac walked away the victor. Then again, they were battling for the NOSSCAR Short Track Series Championship just a couple of days ago. And Ken in the 78 walked away the victor from that. So they're essentially 1-1 if you want to keep score. And now here they are in the NOSSCAR Milner Draft Series, a series where every driver has equal opportunity to win races. And both of them doing a heck of a job early in the race. We're in Stage 2, folks. Stage 2 ends in about 11 laps here at Talladega. The top 3 drivers at the end of each stage receive points. 3 points for first, 2 points for second, and 1 point for third. There are no cautions through the entire race except 4 at the end of Stage 1 and at the end of Stage 2. It's a 94-lap race here at Talladega. 50% distance of real-life Cup Series events here in the Milner Draft Series. Fuel use and tire wear times 2, so they're doubled up. And custom setups are off, so all cars and all drivers are driving the same thing, all created equal here. It's up to the driver, it's in their hands. Ken in the 78, Ty-Mac in the 24, going to try to go around the outside of the 16 of Tyler Scott. That is for position. Tyler Scott lost the draft with the front runners. And we just saw a shot of the front runners, actually. Your Dunn's son is pushing his teammate Mananger, trying to keep him with Caleb Starr in the 95. And now Tyler Scott weaving a little bit, and that's really hindering his ability to stay in the draft. And he might not be able to stick with the 78 or the 24. We just saw the 2 car parked on the bottom of the racetrack exiting turn 4. Not sure what's going on with that. But we do know now, though, that it's a 4-car battle for the race lead. The 3 drivers you're watching right now are running in 5th, 6th, and 7th, folks. Ken in the 78 is in 5th. Ty-Mac in the 24, 6th. Throbbing Bane in the 27 is the last car in line up there. He's in 4th. Can he make a big move to try to get some stage points? I guess we really shouldn't be too surprised that Larson Rocks and Caleb Starr are doing so well here at Talladega, because they did well in the first race of the season as well. They really got the drafting tracks figured out. Larson Rocks finished in 2nd, Caleb Starr finished in 3rd, both having great runs. Ty-Mac in the 24 car had enough fuel to get to the finish at Daytona, and he was able to get his first career NOSSCAR Milner Draft Series victory. Fourth career C Division NOSSCAR victory as well. And the 16 of Tyler Scott has lost the draft with these 2. Mananger and Throbbing Bane have lost the draft with the front 2 as well. And they are now running 3rd and 4th, trying to catch up to the front duo. The front duo is Caleb Starr in the 95 and your Dunn's son in the number 6. Your Dunn's son is good at every track he goes to. And we didn't think it'd be any different here. And problems for Mananger in the 17. He spins coming out of turn 2, and I didn't see the problem for him. And I believe Throbbing Bane might have gotten into the back of Mananger, and now Bane has no drafting partner. And as you can see, Ken in the 78, Ty-Mac in the 24, gaining a lot of ground on him. Tyler Scott, the 16, is running the apron in turns 3 and 4. It's a bit of an unusual, interesting strategy. And now Ken's going to pick up Throbbing Bane, perhaps? Oh no, never mind. Ken goes up and makes contact with the outside wall. Timac's going to tuck in behind Bane to get around Ken. Now Timac's going to take the 27 car and see what the two Chevys can do. Deep in the field way back there, I don't know if you could see them or not, but there was a line of 3 cars, and that was Wood Dog and the 3, and I couldn't quite tell who the other 2 drivers were. But Wood Dog and the 3 was involved in a wreck on the first lap here in stage 2, and that's why he's way behind. And now the 78 of Ken is losing the draft here with Timac in the 24, Throbbing Bane in the 27. Bane looking for a stage point. If he can hold on to 3rd, that is what he will get. We're nearing the end of stage 2 here at Talladega Speedway. We are simply fast forwarding to the end of stage 2, folks. Drivers are making their pit stop before the end of stage 2. As you can see, Wood Dog and Spud Sevenfold did that. The only thing that hinders is that they are not allowed to pit under the caution. So they can simply take a wave around and join the tail of the field, but they will have less fuel than these other guys for the restart. And it is Caleb Starr winning stage 2. You're done, son, 2nd, Throbbing Bane in 3rd, Timac 4th, Just Ken in the 78 car in 5th, Tyler Scott 6th, Daniel Harmon 7th. And as you can see, all the cars now pulling up to a stop in the position that they are in, and if they need to get a lap back, they will do so. We are at the stage 2 break, folks. Caleb Starr looking to have a maximum points day. The 95 car won stage 1 to get 3 points. He just won stage 2 to get another 3 points. He's already led a lap, so he's got 1 point there. Now, if he can lead more laps to lead the most, he gets another bonus point. And if he wins the race, then simply it's a max points day for Caleb Starr here at Talladega. And that's huge, folks. We're fast forwarding through the driver break here, the stage 2 break at Talladega. This is race number 2 of 8 here in the first ever NOSSCAR Milner Draft Series season. It's hosted on the NASCAR 15 video game on the PlayStation 3 console. For more information, you can go to NOSSCAR.com for info on how to sign up and become a driver. You can also search NOSSCAR Series Racing on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and you can find our social media accounts, all of our content. Give us a thumbs up, a like, a subscribe, a follow, and we will do the same right back. Can you say Ford power? Caleb Starr, you're done, son. Putting on a nice display of Ford power here today. Mananger's been having a good run. Tyler Scott showing speed. THR Hard Pickle was showing good speed as well, but we think he had some sort of problem. He was parked down on the bottom of the track for 2 or 3 laps. Could have been a connection issue. We're not really too sure. We do know that there has been quite a few incidents in this race so far, and some of the drivers known to show speed at these drafting tracks have been quietly hanging out at the back, and I suspect that before long here in this final stage they'll be beginning to work their way towards the front. There's THR Hard Pickle. We're getting word that he explained that he was having a connection issue, therefore he's going around the track to get a couple of laps back, and then we are going to restart very shortly here. Caleb Starr, you're done, son. Throbbing Bane, Timac, Tyler Scott, Just Ken, Daniel Harmon, and now they're coming down pit road, folks. This is scheduled pit stops. Twitch Whiskers on pit road as well. Herbie on pit road. Now they are getting double file, folks. The final stage is about to begin. Green flag is out. Spud 7-fold in the 20. Caleb Starr, the 95. Timac, the 24. The 6 car is your done, son. Throbbing Vein in the 27. That's your top 5. Larson Rocks in the 31 car. Or excuse me, that's Tyler Scott in the 16 getting pushed by Daniel Harmon in the 23. And Just Ken in the 78 is up there as well. The bottom lane really moving now. Spud 7-fold getting a big push from the 24 and the 27. Ooh, 78 and the 27 nearly made contact there. The 16 and the 95 did make contact. That's a side-by-side battle for 4th and 5th. Now the bottom groove looks like it's moving really well. There's one group separating themselves from the rest of the pack. Second pack is being led by Twitch Whiskers in the 48. She runs in 9th. All 16 cars still on the racetrack. Larson Rocks alongside Twitch Whiskers. That's a battle for 9th and 10th. Ooh, Caleb Starr. Big run on the outside. He thought about it. Daniel Harmon's going to try to pinch him out there. Daniel Harmon couldn't quite pinch him out there. Looked like Daniel let him back in. And when he slowed down to let him back in, your done son's going to try to take advantage and go around on the outside. Couldn't quite make it work. No one ever wants to be the last car in the pack because it's a little easier to lose the draft at that point. So your done son's looking for his big moment to make a move. And now Spud 7-fold still the leader. Throbbing Vein with a big run, big power move on the outside, getting a push from Ken in the 78 and Daniel Harmon in the 23. Timac stays low. Tyler Scott and Caleb Starr stay low. So does your done son. So 5 cars on the bottom, 3 on the outside, and as you can see, the second pack is catching up. Larson Rocks, Wood Dog, One-Eyed Rat, Herbie, Man Anger, and Twitch Whiskers, all on their way to the front here, using the draft. Oh, it looked like Ken in the 78 made contact with the wall up there, 3 wide. Caleb Starr picks up a couple of positions. Your done son's getting a big push now from Daniel Harmon in the second groove. And now he's going to tuck down to the inside, your done son is. And this might trap Harmon on the outside a little bit. And there's Twitch Whiskers pushing Man Anger. Haywood just behind them. Spuds is your leader. Timac second, Tyler Scott third, Throbbing Vein fourth, your done son in 5th. Tyler Scott's weaving all over the place now. Vein with a big run on the outside, and your done son, Caleb Starr. Larson Rocks, they're all going to go with him up there. Timac stays low. Tyler Scott stayed low. Ooh, looked like Tyler Scott gave a bump to the 24. Oh, and a big wreck, and the 27 hits the 24. The 20's involved. The 6 is involved. The 24 got back on the track rather quickly. He's going to lose a handful of positions. He's now back to, I believe, 8th or 9th. But tough break for Spud 7-fold and Throbbing Vein. The 20 and the 27 and the 6 of your done son. Those 3 cars are way behind now. Very tough break for those 3 drivers, and now up front, I believe that Caleb Starr in the 95 might be your race leader. We're really going to have to double check this. Getting a report that Caleb Starr is the race leader. Wood Dog is up there battling for the lead as well. So is Larson Rocks in the 31 car. Daniel Harmon in the 23. Timac goes in front of One Eye Brat. Get the drafting help. Wood Dog now drops to the back of the front group. Caleb Starr is the leader. And Larson Rocks is in second in the 31. Those drivers finished in second and third in the season opener at Daytona. Looking for another strong finish today. This is race 2 of 8 here in the first ever season of the NOSSCAR Milner Cup Series. Or the NOSSCAR Milner Draft Series, rather. Sorry folks, I keep saying Milner Cup Series because Milner Transport sponsors both of those NOSSCAR leagues, so I get tongue-tied between the two. No. Nevertheless, this is the NOSSCAR Milner Draft Series. Daytona and Talladega races only. Herbie is getting a push from Man Anger. Twitch Whiskers has lost the draft with those two, however, so she's going to be back there drafting with RJ Haywood momentarily. And now, as you can see, Wood Dog has lost the draft with the front group a little bit. He's gained it back actually now. He's the tail driver of at the front of the field. And it's always the driver that's last in line that loses the draft first. And in this case right now it's Wood Dog, and he's trying not to lose the draft up there. Daniel Harmon in the 23 with a problem back there in the corner. Timac and One Eye Brat were able to get around him. Oh, and a big wreck there. And that is the 16 of Tyler Scott. And let's see if we can see what happens here. And oh my goodness. Contact made there, and I believe it was with the 23 of Daniel Harmon. And he never saw him coming. And there's Ken in the 78 car. He was evidently involved in that incident. Now Ken drops back to 7th. This puts One Eye Brat up to 6th and Timac up to 5th here. Caleb Starr is the race leader. Larson Rocks is in 2nd. Wood Dog is in 3rd. Those are your top 3, folks. Tough break for Tyler Scott in the 16. And tough break as well for Daniel Harmon getting involved in the incident, and Just Ken 03 in the 78 car getting involved as well. But now Ken finds himself some drafting help from Herbie in the 55. So it's Timac in 4th, One Eye Brat in 5th, Just Ken in 6th. Herbie in 7th. This is pack number 2 right here, folks. Good recovery for Timac in the 24. Remember, he was involved in the big wreck between Spud Sevenfold and your Dunn's son about, 10 laps into this final stage. And he was able to recover, and now he's inside the top 5. And now Ken gives a big push to Timac. And now Herbie's starting to lose the draft with these 3. The 55 car is. Ken giving one heck of a push to Timac. One Eye Brat in the 1 car is going with him. Herbie in the 55 starting to lose the draft. In fact, now One Eye Brat is beginning to lose the draft as well. One Eye Brat has lost the draft with these 2. We're watching the battle for 4th and 5th here, folks. The front 3, Caleb Starr, Larson Rocks, Wood Dog. Timac in 4th. Ken in the 78 car has come to pit road. There's RJ Haywood in the 42 car. We believe he has lost the draft here. That's Tyler Scott in the 16 finishing up service. There's One Eye Rat in the 1 car. We believe he just came off of pit road as well. Pit stops are beginning here. The question is, do you come in if you don't have a drafting partner? Wood Dog in the 3 car came down pit road, so Timac now up to 3rd for the time being. Caleb Starr and Larson Rocks, Timac 11, the top 3. They have not made their pit stops yet. Now, here comes the 24. Timac is on pit road. Now he's leaving his pit stall. Caleb Starr on pit road now in the 95. There's Ken in the 78 giving a good bump draft to Timac. They find each other on the racetrack again, except Timac has a bit extra fuel. Timac stayed out a few extra laps, and that might pay dividends at the end here. There's Twitch Whiskers in the 48 car right there. Question is, did she just come off pit road? We believe she did. There's Spud Sevenfold in the 20. He just got off pit road as well. Ken's going to try to push him on around. And now, we know that Caleb Starr in the 95 car is your race leader. Larson Rocks is in 2nd. Wood Dog is in 3rd. Timac is in 4th. Just Ken in the 78 is in 5th. That is your top 5 here at Talladega Super Speedway. The question becomes, when do these guys come for fuel for their last stop, or do they even have to? Remember, Timac won the first race of the season by using some fuel strategy towards the end, and now Spud Sevenfold giving Ken a push, and we just saw a problem there. Tyler Scott and Wood Dog made contact. That was Wood Dog in the yellow number 3 car back there, spun on the inside. And there was Tyler Scott and Ken making contact on the back straightaway. The 78 car spins hard to the inside. So now the top 3 are Caleb Starr, Larson Rocks, and Timac. Ken and Wood Dog with big problems here late in the race. Wow. And that is huge, guys. And we don't really know what happened way up at the front of the field between the 16 car and the other cars involved there. All we know is that the 16 was pretty much to a dead stop on the racetrack, and Ken in the 78 car was not able to avoid it. I don't think Ken ever saw him coming in that 78 machine. I don't think he saw him coming whatsoever. Daniel Harmon drafting with your done son in the 6 right there. And now it's your done son that's all the way up to 4th now in the number 6 machine. Daniel Harmon is in 5th, giving him a draft. So those 2 that are catching up now to Timac and Spuds, that is 4 positions. Spud Sevenfold, however, is 1 lap down in the number 20. Spud's pushing Timac really well, though, going into turn 3. And that's what Timac needs. He doesn't want your done son and Daniel Harmon to catch him, because that will be a battle for position. He knows that everybody on the track is real spread out right now, so his chances of winning the race are pretty slim at this point. He doesn't really have the 2 leaders in sight. So he knows that every point matters at this point. He knows he didn't get any stage points. He knows he didn't lead a lap yet. Timac simply needs to hold on, grab a third place finish, and hopefully walk out of here with the points lead still. But it's all going to depend on what Caleb Starr and Larson Rocks do. They are the front two runners. And now we see Daniel Harmon in the 23 just came back onto pit road. Evidently he cannot make it the distance on fuel. In fact, I don't think any of these drivers are able to make it the end on fuel. I think everybody is going to have to make one more pit stop. Unless you're drafting for literally every single lap, it's really, really difficult to save fuel at Talladega or Daytona, to be completely honest, because you basically need to be letting off the throttle at all times. Now remember, Spud Sevenfold is not on the lead lap in that number 20 car. He is simply trying to survive. He's currently scored in 10th place, one lap down, but pit stops have begun. Now, some drivers have been short pitting all race long. Some drivers like Daniel Harmon and Just Ken and several others, but Timac in the 24 has been staying out as long as possible, as well as Caleb Starr in the 95. Larson Rocks in the 31 as well. So it's going to be interesting to see when they make pit stops, to be completely honest. It looks like Spud Sevenfold is coming to pit road, and he signaled to Timac that he was coming to pit road. Very, very respectful and very wise of Spuds to do so. As you saw, he pulled way low on the apron to let him know that he was coming to pit road. Timac chooses to stay out, but as you see, he's got no drafting help. Is that a smart move? Now, many crew chiefs would have told the 24, hey, come to pit road, but what if he runs into somebody coming off of pit road and he can draft with them? Like, you know what I mean? You can't really pit too early on your fuel. You got to make sure that you can make it the rest of the way on gas. And some of the drivers that short pitted here, like Daniel Harmon, they might be very short on fuel, especially if they end up having some sort of problem and losing their draft help. If they have no drafting partner, they're burning full fuel, and they might not make it to the end on gas. So Timac might be trying to play things smart. He comes into this race as the Milner Draft Series points leader. Certainly wants to leave here, the points leader as well. And as of right now, as they run, it would be Caleb Starr leaving with the points lead, as he is currently the race leader. There's Wood Dog in the 3, Herbie in the 55. They've already made their pit stops, and now they're working together here. And now Timac might have himself some drafting help, because he's got two cars coming up behind him, and he's got Pickle in front of him. And THR Hard Pickle is 2 laps down after his early incident, so he's going to be able to push Pickle here. Wood Dog goes to the outside to try to get around Timac with Herbie. Timac's going to stay on the bottom because he sees that that's what Pickle's doing. And it looks like the alliances have been formed. The question is, which alliance will prevail? Wood Dog trying to make the move on the outside, works still, but he can't quite make it happen. The bottom groove has been the quickest all race long, it seems. Even if there's an extra car or two on the outside, seems like the bottom is the preferred groove. It's certainly the shortest way around the racetrack. There's One-Eyed Rat in the one car. He's done his pit stop. THR Hard Pickle's going to go on the inside, and they're going to try to freight train the one. The one's going to drop in the back of the line. And there was Man Anger in the 17 coming off of pit road. Twitch Whiskers in the 48 is drafting with Spud Sevenfold just in front of all these guys. She's already done her pit stop, so is Spud Sevenfold for that matter. Caleb Starr in the 95 just left pit road. And now Timac in the 24 just entered pit road. And I believe after pit stops, Caleb Starr is still the race leader. Larson Rocks is in second. Timac is in third. Daniel Harmon is in fourth. Your Dunson in the 6 cars in 5th. There's your Dunson right there. He's got no drafting help right now. There's Ken. Scored 1 lap down in 8th position in the 78 car. He's going to fall in behind Timac in the 24. Ooh, looked like some contact between the 78 and the 24 there. Daniel Harmon giving Timac one heck of a push here. They're going to be battling for 3rd and 4th before too long. Remember up front, it's Caleb Starr and Larson Rocks running him 1-2. And Daniel Harmon and Timac are closing in on him in a hurry. That group right there that you just saw, that pair, that is them. I don't know if you guys can see the 2 dots in front of these two very well or not, but there they are. Caleb Starr is the 95, and then you got RJ Haywood pushing Larson Rocks, trying to catch him. Right now, Caleb Starr does not have any drafting help. So he is getting run down by Larson Rocks and RJ Haywood. And Daniel Harmon and Timac here, the 24 and 23, they're running them down as well. The blue and the sky blue and black number 95 car is the race leader right up there in the corner. The 2 cars drafting just behind him that are going to simply run him down within a lap or 2. Larson Rocks and RJ Haywood. Haywood is not on the lead lap. He has currently scored 2 laps down in 10th position in the 42, but he's helping his friend off track friend Larson Rocks in the 31 car run down Caleb Starr. And it is now going to be a battle for the race lead. They are there, folks. They have run him down. As you can see, Caleb Starr's been overtaken. Larson Rocks is your new race leader. You just saw it there a moment ago. Let me see if I can back it up. Larson Rocks in the 31, your new leader. That blue and black car, that is Caleb Starr. He is the 3rd car in line, but he's now running in 2nd. He's got to stay in the draft with the 42 of RJ Haywood in order to have a chance here. There's THR Hard Pickle in the 2 car. He's a couple of laps down. He's going to give way for the drivers running 3rd and 4th here. Caleb Starr has gotten around Haywood. Haywood has moved out of the way. He's one of the respectful drivers in the league. He's moved over to let Caleb Starr and Larson Rocks battle for the win. You saw there was a car parked on the back straightaway. It's One-Eyed Rat in the number 1 car. He's going to finish in 15th. 2 cars off the track. Herbie in the 55 will finish in 16th. One-Eyed Rat in the 1 car will finish in 15th. Not the finishes they were hoping for. Caleb Starr back to the race lead. Larson Rocks right behind him in 2nd. Caleb Starr used the draft and he was able to make a move on the inside. Oh, and a big wreck in turn 1. Twitch Whiskers got loose right in front of the race leaders. Timac had to hit the wall to miss Caleb Starr. Daniel Harmon did not miss the wreck. Larson Rocks is the next car in front of Timac. Can he run him down to get the win? They're coming around now to take the white flag. Larson Rocks in the 31 car is the leader. He's drafting with the 42 of RJ Haywood. Timac in the 24. Involved in an early incident here in the final stage. Has recovered all the way from 10th back up to 2nd. Dodging everything but the kitchen sink here at Talladega. And the final lap is upon us. The white flag is in the air for Larson Rocks in the number 31 car, looking for his first career NOSSCAR Milner Draft Series victory here at Talladega. You're done, son, in the 6th car, runs in 3rd. Wood Dog was able to miss the wreck as well. He's up to 4th. Daniel Harmon got involved in the wreck and he's dropped to 5th. Caleb Starr, who led most of this race and won both the stages, is going to finish in 6th if nothing changes. But it's Larson Rocks in the 31 winning here at Talladega. First career win in the NOSSCAR Milner Draft Series. Congratulations to the number 31 team and Larson Rocks, real name Jordan. Caleb Starr wins stage 1 and 2 and led the most laps. He'll walk away with the 2nd most points from this race despite finishing in 6th. Go to NOSSCAR.com for more info on how to sign up and become a driver. 3 A Division leagues hosted on PS4, 3 B Division leagues, and 3 C Division leagues, all 6 of which hosted on PlayStation 3 on the NASCAR 15 video game. Congratulations to Larson Rocks, and we'll see you next time, guys.